Ballers, welcome to Onside ZA, brought to you by Betway. Get way more. Ten Hag survives. That's the article of the international window. Man United is that big, distracting from international football. And Greece strike quickly against England. This is Onside ZA, brought to you by Betway. As I said, joining me on the show today, Mr. Len Moleko.
Greetings.
How are you, Prof?
I'm cool, thanks.
Also joining us is Tsepi Worldwide.
Hi, darling.
Hello, darling. And everybody's favorite super sub.
Danko.
Super sub?
Yebu.
Is this the best performance? Okay, not today's performance. Last week's performance, Hugo Bruce's best Bafana Bafana showing.
I think so, to a degree.
To a degree? What do you mean? It's a joke.
I don't know. They were good performances in the AFCON.
They were good, exactly. We played well against Morocco. I think that was for me, that was his best performance. But this one as well, I think it's up there with that performance against Morocco. I think Bafana Bafana were Len, you shaking your head.
Okay, they played well.
Okay.
All right. And I do agree with you. The Morocco match at the AFCON was one of the standout performances.
Yeah.
In this match, we were playing a Congo-Brazzaville team that literally arrived the day before. Yes, it's not Bafana's fault, because just check in comparison how quickly the game changed from Friday to Tuesday.
Yeah, but conditions have changed. The pitch have changed. Also, I mean, to show that Bafana is a classy team right now, when you meet an opponent that arrived a day before, you outclass them. Like,
this reminds me of my new favorite quote, which I can't give just yet, but
Okay.
Tsepi knows the one I'm talking about.
Okay.
Because we had an interview that we'll announce soon. But it's my new favorite quote for what you're saying. That's exactly to this.
so you take
Ballers
them to
remind
the
me of that one.
cleaners. And they showed that.
Oh, yes. Okay.
No, granted, I hear what you're saying. What I'm just saying is certain things have to be factored in. We always complain about conditions on the African continent. Our bus came 16 hours later. We were not provided with a field to train on, and that's why we don't do well on the continent. Yes, in this regard, Congo was at fault because it was their FA who messed up and not us as the host nation that messed up. But for the players, because they looked lethargic on Friday versus today where they looked like they had a bit of impetus.
Yeah, but all those dynamics that you've mentioned, they don't actually take away the good performance that Bafana displayed on the day.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Tell me, you guys. I did some research. Who do you think, before Hugo Bruce, who is the most successful Bafana coach?
It's Clive Barker.
It's Clive Barker. He took us to the World Cup and then won
an AFCON.
An AFCON.
No, I'm talking about stats. I mean, he could have taken us, he could have, but when it comes to wins, losses, who is the most successful?
Yeah, it's difficult to say because
Do you have the coach there?
Wait a minute. Is it on winning? Is it on
Points
winning
per match.
Well, some competitions are not.
And the win ratio. So it doesn't matter the
Win
amount
ratio.
of matches they've played, but on average.
Yeah,
Does
yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah, okay. So most successful in win ratio.
Okay, but that question, I hear you, right? But are we considering SAFA Cups here, or do you know what I mean? Because there's like weird competitions that we end up playing.
Okay, so let me just tell you what I put into
what was
the
your
search
filter
engine.
mechanism?
There we go. I said, what is the most, in fact, let me just give you the result. It says the most successful coach in terms of win ratio for Bafana Bafana. In terms of win ratio.
Mm-hmm.
So, takers?
Yeah, I think it's Hugo.
Hugo?
Yeah,
No, she said outside of Hugo.
outside of Hugo.
I get it as number one, and then actually Hugo's number two.
It
When
has
we
to
do
be-
a comparison.
It has to be Pizzo.
No, he didn't stay that long.
Semi Bupape says
Well,
Jomo Sono.
But does it matter though whether he stayed long or not?
So if Shakes Mashaba came and won 2 out of 2 games,
His winning ratio, it's up
That's
there.
what I'm
100%.
saying. The ratio is what? 50%, correct?
You know what I mean? So,
but we've had so many stint coaches that came and went. And
but
never
I can tell you for free, it was not that guy that coached Kaizer Chiefs.
What was our
Which one was that one?
You forgot his name, the one
Which
that
one?
coached Kaizer Chiefs.
The Into Stuart
No.
Baxter.
No.
Steve coached Bafana for like 1 or 2 games, right?
Yeah. No. Steve Bafana.
Yes.
I
Steve
don't remember.
he's been a caretaker coach for Bafana.
I can't put my memory to it.
Okay, so let me
Ballers,
just
let us know
take out
your
of the misery
thoughts.
tape. Come
Yes, let's just do that. Okay, so it's actually Shakes Mashaba. Shakes Mashaba led Bafana Bafana to notable successes, including reaching the quarterfinals of the 2015 Africa Cup of Nations. Despite his achievements, his tenure was often marked by controversies. Obviously, you know his temper and his attitude towards the media. Total matches that he played while he coached Bafana under was 58. They had 32 wins, 14 draws, 5 losses. His win ratio is no, man. That's not Mashaba. Yes, actually, his win ratio is 55%. And thus far, the stats for Hugo Bruce is his total matches are 25, 15 wins, 6 draws, 4 losses. His win ratio is actually 60.
So Hugo
actually
Bruce is
more.
the most successful
Actually, yeah, by
in terms of
5%.
win ratio. After today's game, it will
Yep.
bring down his win ratio ever so slightly. He's also not lost a lot of games, Hugo Bruce.
Yeah,
Yes,
he
it
drew a lot
says
of games.
4
So
losses.
if you took it points per game, he'd probably be on top as well.
Yep.
Because he lost against France. He got a beating against France. Because all things considered, all matches are considered. I get it. But Hugo is still Bafana coach. That's why I was asking, do you take a COSAFA Cup into consideration?
Well, it was all the games, clearly.
Okay.
La Vida Loca, as a Kaizer Chiefs fan, I would vehemently say I do not recognize the, what is it, Kafa
We are
Cup?
coming there. Makufa.
Kufa. And Steve's the baller. I must apologize. I'm very sorry. My bet slip did lose. It lost on the first fixture. In the 93rd minute.
It lost what? In the what?
On the first
Kickoff.
fixture. No, 93rd minute. I said 2.5 under, and the game ended 2-1
Okay.
in the last minute.
Yeah.
See,
That's a kickoff for your bet slip.
Yeah.
this international break was just.
Yeah, it
was
was a mess.
I think I lost out. On,
I think everyone lost on that Greece England
this England
fixture.
game. Come on.
well, that and there's a couple of AFCON qualifiers
even
that
checked
also
my slip.
threw me off. There's a Namibia, Zimbabwe also threw me off. We're looking at Namibia now.
Zimbabwe
who-
playing football.
Yeah,
dare you?
They beat Namibia proper. Namibia actually are not. They out of the running to qualify for the next AFCON.
Yeah, remember, I'm not going to say anything about Namibia because our bowlers in Namibia have accused me of things. So I rather not
Oh,
say
they
anything.
have?
I'm just saying.
They must come visit the bakery.
And you know what I'm going to offer them? A chopping board. Like that cup that people
Tabang,
on.
shaya lapho.
Okay, so in terms of Themba Zwane, let's move on to him. 50th Bafana Bafana cap.
For him?
I mean, he's called the general for a reason. He was pivotal in Bafana's AFCON success, this last AFCON. He's a terrific player and he needs to be replaced because he can't continue with Bafana Bafana for far too much longer.
To sum up Themba Zwane, I think his glory days, his full potential came too late in his career. That's the sad part. But we've seen many footballers go on. Modric is 39, I think. Iniesta retired at 40.
Cristiano Ronaldo's 41, but he's
He's not going
Zlatan
anywhere.
at 41.
yeah.
Okay, let's even go closer to home. In Mozambique, Elias Pelembe, he's
Still-
40 and captain Mozambique team.
And he's still jamming. He was playing for Mozambique today in their qualifier.
You see, so yeah,
So he can probably still go
he's got still good 3 years, I would say.
to
How old is
40.
he now?
He's 35.
He can probably still go to 40. But then again, the demands of a team that he plays for are just a lot. He plays for Sundowns. Sundowns plays MTN 8, Carling Knockout, CAF, AFL, Club World Cup in the league, and him as a pivotal, as one of the most important players in that side, you'd want to have him in each and every game. But in doing that, you are killing the mileage there in the engine, unfortunately. I
You
mean,
have someone in mind, a replacement for him?
it's going to take a while.
For what? For Mamelodi Sundowns?
For Themba.
At
From
Mamelodi Sundowns?
from a Bafana perspective.
I think Bafana is littered with talent, especially
sure.
in the midfield. But obviously not taking anything away from Themba Zwane. I think there's always somebody who's gonna step in. We've seen the Themba Zwanes of this world come and go. I mean, it's not the first time a talented player donned the Bafana jersey. There's always somebody to step in.
I think for me, it's a generational thing. And the last time we saw a player like Themba Zwane, whose football intelligence is probably at 160 IQ kind of vibes, right?
That's smart.
Dr. Kumalo was that.
I'll say John Shoes was that as well.
John Shoes Muswewu was that.
Yeah.
Times went, generations came. O.J. Mabizela was that. It's just that life.
I would like to believe even Tiko Modise was that kind of a player. He also blossomed very late.
So they're all late bloomers.
Are we talking national team? For me, right? And people can hell all sorts of things.
No, we've got a shovel for you here, my friend. Go for it.
Okay, no, it's fine. For me, for Pirates, yes, star player. For SuperSport United, star. For Mamelodi Sundowns, he was good. They could never offered anything for Bafana, if we are being honest.
Well, it's difficult to say, because during that era of Tico's tenure at Bafana Bafana, who would you say offered Bafana Bafana something? No one.
Kune, for one.
Well, look in the World Cup. What happened?
Piwe?
No,
Shabalala?
come on.
And I'm talking about the entire, during the World Cup 2010, that's when Tico was on prime. I'm saying, look at that entire squad of Bafana Bafana.
Was it not just commercially viable also? Was it not the right brand at that time?
It was a right brand. I'm just saying in terms of football, who offered us something in that entire squad?
The 2010 squad.
Yes.
Let me see. Shaba did.
The first goal.
Man, come on.
What else? Beside that goal he scored.
But so you speaking on the notion that because we lost the second game.
No, I'm just saying that Tico Modise played under a Bafana Bafana. That was just not. They were just nowhere. They were not flourishing. There was nothing exceptional about that squad.
Huh? Okay.
So in essence, you were just asking, what did they bring to the table?
Basically.
Let Sholonyani.
Yeah.
Look,
What?
I mean, there's nothing there, guys. That entire Bafana Bafana squad did not. Len,
KG?
I'm saying, Len, that Bafana Bafana squad was nowhere near to a point. It was nowhere near where this one is in terms of achieving.
Okay, so let's move into
Kilambela? Oh, he just
that
mentioned.
free kick against Spain. Was it against Spain? It was nice. We
I
celebrated.
I want to move into a comment here.
Yeah.
Sammy Bubape saying Peter Shalolile's form has been dropping and his stats worsen each game.
That's true. Hasn't done really much. In fact, you could almost be under the...
Was there flesh in the pen, Len?
No, I didn't say that. You can almost be under the illusion that Sundowns actually saw this coming. And that's why they went in for Reynas for this season.
They go for everybody that is popping in preseason.
No, but again...
that's not even the case. Sundowns.
No, but like...
If you're popping, they're after you.
Dude, no, that's not true.
I
no.
mean, you did not lie though.
Exactly.
But
It's on brand and there's nothing wrong with it.
there's nothing wrong with it.
It's on brand to go for the popping one at that time. There's
no,
nothing wrong.
They
It's
go
strategic.
they go for players that fit the system.
Okay, speaking of fitting the system, Tebogo Mokoena.
What about him?
What a performance.
A terrific performance.
Yeah.
Yes, and how Hugo...
not been selected from the starting lineup at Sundowns overly regularly.
Okay, but let's dissect this Teboho Mokoena and Khuliso Modau situation. Firstly, it's the coach's prerogative to choose his starting 11.
Of course.
All right? Where he sees fit where to use who, that's fine. The popular opinion or the Kweti Warriors will always come out to fight because they want their favorites to always be in the starting 11.
Yep.
So Sundowns made a decision, and has the Sundowns that we've seen outside of losing the MTN 8 match against
Semi-final against
Stelis, have we seen anything different from the Sundowns that we are used to and how they clobber teams?
I would question in a way that I'm trying to remember the fixture that they were struggling in, and then those substitutions turned the game around. The sure heads that were there last season.
Oh, yes.
I'm trying to remember. The borders will remind me of the fixture. It was 2 weeks ago.
Was it not MTN 8? No.
No. It was Betway Premiership fixture.
No, it wasn't.
Supersport United? Because they played Chiefs. Supersport United, they played Chiefs.
Ballers will remind me, but there was a
Yeah.
specific game where those substitutions changed the game.
Would you say also that there still might be some tension or some friction between the national team coach and the respective coaches?
Listen, this is what. So for me, you want to go for it,
No, please.
Okay, for me, I feel like there has to be a relationship between a national team coach and the club coaches. You know, for obvious reason, technical alignment. You know, workload that Len sort of alluded to. You know, how do you manage those? You know what I mean? So if they are aligned, because at the end of the day, those are national assets as well. So there needs to be some sort of an alignment. We can see the trajectory of Bafana Bafana. You can see how much Bafana Bafana needs those players. You know, as Coach Mangoba, you would want to be part of sort of like, I don't know how to put it across, but you would want to be involved in getting Bafana becoming what we are all expecting in terms of having that meeting with the coach, you know, plan out the workload, you know, and all of those. I think there is misalignment, and when there is such kind of misalignment, we're always gonna fall short when it comes to the national team.
Yes.
Those guys have been performing. Yes, Bafana, it's the coach's prerogative to choose whoever he wants. But at the end of the day, we have to look at the bigger picture. What impact does that have on the national team when you bench those players? I'm not saying he needs to pick them, but I'm just saying that there needs to be alignment between Hugo and club coaches. And I think right now there is no such. And also, Hugo had no business going out to say he does not understand why he did not field those players. He could have kept it to himself and pushed to get that meeting and address those kind of issues, and then understand from Mangoba's perspective as to what is the plan with these players. Are they going to be playing in other competitions, or is it a matter of they are not aligned with your tactics, and what is the issue? Because we don't know what is the issue, and I don't think he also knows what's the issue.
The thing is, the issue is not known, all right?
Yeah.
It's an internal Sundowns issue, all right? So if Sundowns deal with, whether it's from a playing perspective or from a disciplinary perspective, if they go out and make a decision that certain players are not going to play, that's Sundowns. You can't have another podcast coming here to tell us, well, no, we must bench Super Sub. Well, he's already benched. But like, you know, that's the business there. Leave the business here. We don't tell you, no, like, yeah, you must make sure that all the Sundowns players are picked in every game. Otherwise, we're not going to release them.
Of course, I agree fully with that. I just feel like the misalignment that is happening right now, it's going to cost Bafana dearly.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that there is there's no alignment there. And once that is discussed and they actually sit across the table, they will discuss the bigger. He will present his bigger picture for the national team, and Mangoba will explain to him why he's not playing those players.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's a matter of, okay, this Carling Black label coming up. These guys are going to feature there. This is where I see them. There's Club World Cup coming very soon. All of those, the workload. So I'm saying that I just feel like everybody is just shooting in the air. Nobody knows what is happening, and these people are not sitting around and discuss these issues for the betterment of Bafana Bafana.
Of course, and it's that simple. It just underscores really the delicate balance that they need to have between themselves.
Yeah.
It's that simple, really. And once again, we cannot dictate what Mangoba does with his players. He knows the tactical, the plans, and it's that simple.
Bafana Mandla echoing your sentiments, Len Moleko. Saying Bafana Bafana is not a PSL coach's responsibility. You can't get fired prioritizing Bafana opinions. For me, I think that there's clearly a public issue. And I think that's where I have a problem with it, is that it's always in the press, the criticism and the misalignment between Bafana head coach and the PSL coaches or Betway Premiership coaches. I think that's where the problem lies, is that there needs to be a better communication and relationship between the national team manager and those coaches, but on a private, personal level and away from the press. I think that's more my major issue, is just the issue of it being so public.
The thing is, Hugo has Fikile Mbalula tendencies. Just
What does that
shoots from
even
the
mean?
hip.
Yeah, and it's not helping him as well.
Exactly. So there was a match that I can't remember, and he was crying that no, they locked me out of Orlando Stadium. So
Oh yeah, preseason.
no, it was not a preseason.
It was
match.
because remember he wanted to go see a match, and I remember, and he wanted to go see players training,
I think
and they
it
did
was-
not allow him to go in.
I think it was for a
Yes,
match
he
a
wanted
couple
to
of
pick,
seasons ago.
Yes,
Right? It's like those coaches have their own, they've got their own situation going on, all right? And which coach in the Betway Premiership have you ever heard coming out saying, yeah, and like this national team coach, wara, 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 wara. No, they go about business that they are hired for, because we know some clubs are trigger happy and you're looking out for your job.
Yeah,
is he not also under pressure because he still also has to deliver as a national coach?
he has to deliver, but my issue is with him is you can't just always shoot from the hip. Same thing can be said about him. What's this guy, Jose Rivero, can turn around and say, why are you not fielding my players? They are performing week in, week out. We've just won MTN 8. Why are you not fielding my player? So
Why are you not picking Saling?
that's what I'm saying.
It's a
Yes.
delicate balance, man.
Never mind Salen because he's not picked. I'm talking about the ones that are in the squad. Why are you not playing Sipo China? You know what I'm
But
saying?
it can go that deeper.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That the moment you start going to media and discussing such issues, that I think it should be a personal conversation between you and the respective managers of the teams, that you think there is an issue. I think that's where you're going to lose the conversation.
Rata tension.
Super Sub, do you want me to give you another opportunity to say we've just won the MTN 8? You bring it up whenever you can.
I know it's a preseason
That
cup.
is silver bullet.
Let's move on to the Betway Premiership. Royal AM will not be participating in the DSTV Disky Challenge. The FIFA ban is maintained.
As I say what I say every week.
Yeah.
Okay. That thing is not a football club.
Royal M is not a football club. What is it?
It's vibes, Nji. Like, it's just vibes.
Vibes and brown envelopes.
Yeah, it's just vibes.
It's very unfortunate. They did not. They failed to honor 6 matches due to a shortage of squad players.
Because they're promoting the youngsters
Of course.
to the
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. You don't need DSTV Disky
And
Challenge
you can't-
if you've
so-
got all of those players are getting game time in the Betway Premiership anyway.
Yeah, and now because you've run so long with this thing, now you cannot register players, because even registering players for DDC, you require FIFA approval. So now they can't register because they've already promoted the other players.
Are we going to be talking about this again next season? Because they're going to survive if they carry on like this.
Rich.
Richie, I don't know.
Aren't they rich?
Then they need to pay 10 bar to
12.
Djokovic, because right now the court of what has
Cares, Court of Arbitration for Sport.
have made a ruling that they need to pay that man.
So here's the thing. It's simple. Pay Nukovic is 12 bar. I think they also owe
Nascimento.
Yeah.
Pay them their monies.
Oh, they
Well,
should have
they
gone
are
into
rich, right?
arrangements.
They are rich, guys. Do you understand? They live in a shopping mall.
Sell the shopping mall. Give the other children their money.
Ah, never. What?
Sell 2 Miana Rolls Royce.
Because now you're putting yourself in a situation whereby, because you must remember, there's a lot of people in this country, a lot of club owners own clubs because it gives them a certain stature and it opens certain doors
Really?
for them. Yes.
Is that the truth?
It's a status.
In South
Shumi.
Africa?
Really?
Are you sure?
What do you mean?
So if it's, in a way, it's a reverse investment, because in paying that 12 mil, you are now able to sign players. You can find players on a free. All right? And they help you stay up. And in staying up, you can see the league as a new sponsor. They're probably going to get even bigger monthly allowances.
Can win a cup or two.
That will never happen.
I mean, not Royal AM.
They can create. No,
but-
don't say. They can create their own cup.
Yes, and win it and
win
take the
it.
money.
Yeah.
Yes, so everything circles in the same pool. So yeah, maladministration. Unfortunately, I thought Sinky going there, he might actually speak sense, and they release the.
He's
12
also
mil.
sinking.
He's sinking with them.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they just need to pay those players if they're gonna stand a chance of surviving. They're gonna have to, because eventually, what happens?
Can they not make an arrangement? Like, do they have to pay the full 12 baht just
I'm
like
sure
that?
they can make an
I
arrangement.
think it took too long, perhaps, for it to get to arrangement status, because they've been.
Yeah, it's when it's
They could
gone
have-
to arbitration,
that
it's
12
too
would have
late.
been 6 bar had they gone to out of court settlement.
Yeah, they,
So are
they
we
could have
saying-
had an arbitration without the court, right?
Was it arrogance, or is it just a matter of not them having the financial muscle?
The president of the team has there's a demeanor of arrogance about her.
Macoberry Studio says they must create their own cup and challenge Toyota Cup FC.
Yes, maybe 2 cups. And you know what the other thing about it is? They putting themselves in a position whereby they also devaluing the club, because they can't buy players now. So that means they are short on personnel. That means this season in the league, yes, they've drawn, I think, 4 games thus far or something.
Yeah, they've
something
kept
like that.
their heads above water,
Right.
Which I applaud.
Come end of the season, they find themselves in trouble and they get relegated. They're getting relegated with a bill of 12 bar on the side. If they want to sell that status, who's going to buy it? And for how much?
Yeah.
Because that status comes with already minus 12 million
In
or
debt.
however much
Yeah.
that they owe.
Yeah.
Before you
and
can even sell, I'm sure there will be conditions that you settle that first. You have to
course.
agree
Of
that
course. That's a
from the
debt.
proceedings,
It's a
because
club
obviously
debt.
that money goes into a trust fund. They take their money and then they release it to you. You know, it's,
Look, it's a club debt, so it'll affect the books, right? So it'll
Of
affect
course,
the
yeah.
valuation of the club and therefore the purchase fee of the club. But the owner can dictate what purchase fee they want. If they don't want to sell the club, they don't sell the club. Hopefully, they sell to someone who wants to create Bloom Celtic. That's all I'll say.
Nice.
no, true. I agree
That
with
would be nice. That would be the universe making sense again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's talks
Toyota
of them
Cup
coming
FC.
that. Bloemfontein, there's talks that there's people that are talking in the background.
They've been talking though. They've been talking, friend.
Toyota
My
Cup
hem,
FC. Kufa Cup FC.
Can we say congratulations to Kaizer Chiefs?
Guys, is that even a conversation?
Congratulations to Kaizer Chiefs for winning the Makufa Cup. They
So
were
next
playing
time,
Marumo
next
Gallants.
time when we're playing Fireside Tournament, the Discovery Soccer Park,
Do you know where they bought that cup?
At Temu.
Eh?
They buy it at Temu.
From Plaza.
on their way to the N12.
It comes from Oriental Plaza, that cup.
I mean, sorry, not the N12, on their way to the N1.
Yeah.
But like, guys, it's a nice. It's not. Yeah. Well, I suppose Kaizer Chiefs fans needed
but
to be happy.
Marumo Gallants the day before were not going to even field the side. It was a whole dramatic thing.
Oh, yes.
They weren't going to. They had arguments with the organizers of the event,
The contracts and
or the organizers of the tournament. Rather, it was a whole big thing, and then a boring 0-0 draw in a penalty shootout.
You know?
well, there was also an all-white music event that happened.
Makua Cup.
But and let's be honest,
So-
guys. The previous years that cup used to be
Used to be a
interesting.
thing.
It used to be a thing.
Yeah.
People will fill up the stadium. I don't know what happened this year.
No, you see, I think it's around the festival itself, right? And then
Yes, it's centered around that. Yeah.
No. The festival is the hero. The game is like
An add-on.
It's a cherry on top.
It's a dessert. You know, COVID happened and that stopped.
Yeah, but Makufe was happening this weekend.
But
This
it's-
past week.
but
Was it not
it's-
happening?
There was an all-white party.
I literally only found out about Makufe on Monday, yesterday. I thought the whole thing was
no,
called
but the
off.
ones that need
But
to know
remember-
knew when they went.
But
Yeah.
every year, I don't go. I've never been to Makufe.
Thank you.
Yes, but every year before COVID, every year I knew with this particular FIFA international break, there is a Sunday or there's a weekend whereby that Sunday Chiefs is playing against Bloem Celtic in the Makua Cup.
Yeah.
So the hype just almost, I feel it died down. I could be wrong.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, in terms of, I don't know about the event itself, but there were not bumps in the seat. So that just goes to show you that there's something that was off about this year's competition.
Okay, but still,
But
congratulations
isn't it
to
even
Kaizer
worth
Chiefs.
a discussion? I
How
don't
much
know.
was there a money that was to be won?
I
also,
haven't seen.
prize
I
money.
haven't seen the prize money. But for me, the standout is Coach Naby's comments after the game, saying
Alright.
that it's that they have a big problem missing their scoring opportunities, the finishing of the team. And he just stated that he wants to install a winning mentality. There are no friendly games. In friendly games, you need a positive attitude and a winning attitude. In exercise and training, I want to win. If I lose, it's a problem. I don't sleep. I want this mentality.
Good.
There's generally a scoring problem in this country. We've been saying it for the longest time. Lebogang Mokoena sat on this very chair and said, we've got a scoring problem. It's not a new problem. It's always been there. Look at the game against Congo on Friday. We should have actually scored around 8 or 9 goals.
Yeah.
But there's a point where confidence went sky high and the guys thought they arrived and not catching people on the break and wasting chances. So it's all good and well to put your knee on the ball and dance with the ball and whatever, but score. I don't know if guys don't go to training and actually practice being
Finishes.
finishers. Maybe they do, but like maybe they don't do it enough.
When was the last time we saw a 9 that was a prolific 9 in the Betway Premiership?
Well, last
Or in
season,
the
I would
Premier-
say.
Well,
We can argue
Yeah.
Peter.
Who?
Peter?
Peter Shalulile.
Uh.
How many did he score? 15.
I think so.
In
So then
30
if-
games,
if-
that's
if-
not bad. That's not a bad return.
If that is the case, then we can include is it
No, I was
Reyners?
gonna say Reyners as well.
Mabasa,
Bradley
Robles
Grobler.
there.
Bradley
Robles
Grover.
there.
I think the last time we had a proper number 9, I think it was Collins Besuma who scored 25 plus goals.
But he's not South African, so we're talking about investing at home.
No, the question
I'm
was
talking
Betway
about the-
Premiership.
Okay.
The Premiership, yeah.
You know, so yeah, I think the last time a striker scored more than 20 goals this season was Collins Besuma. Ballers can correct me if I'm wrong.
Can I put in an argument for Samir Nokovic, first season at Chiefs?
How many did he score?
I can't remember how many he scored,
I
but
didn't
he
pass
was
20.
he was a lethal striker.
He hasn't. I don't think there's a.
It's that season when Chiefs like literally lost the league in the second half of the last game of the season.
DC8 Blackchild saying our football has never put too much emphasis on effectiveness. Even our league used to be bare 0-0 draws.
Ooh.
Peter Shalulu apparently scored 22 goals. Thanks for correcting us, the ballers. there.
Mandla, yeah.
Across
thank
all
you.
competitions.
The thing is, I think
Because
that
we haven't gone past the 20 mark.
because
In
we
a while,
call, if you look at the Premier League or many top European leagues, 20 goals a season is the striker you want. You want a 20 goal a season striker, right? But they have 38 games in a season, not 30. So to get to 20 goals on 30 games
Is
is
excellent.
prolific.
Yeah.
That's prolific,
Excellent.
yeah.
It's excellent. Yeah.
15 is a good number, I would say.
Okay, let me ask
At a
a,
bare minimum.
I'd agree.
ask a question. How many goals do you think were scored in the Betway Premiership last season?
Sure. I know it's a difficult one to say.
Do you think there'll be more goals this season than last? The way things have started, it looks like it.
I think this year we're gonna see. I think altogether
I can
this
do a
year's
comparison.
this year's Betway Premiership is
No,
gonna.
I know the number. So that's why I'm going around to ask.
I don't know.
Do you
I don't know the number.
Do you know?
I do not, but I
It
can
was
check.
538.
Okay. Yeah, and there's like 200 and something match. It's like 2 goals per match.
On average. Is that
On
the
average, yeah.
Roughly so.
Okay.
But then are we now judging that because you've got a Sundowns that's got Lucas Ribeiro scoring, it's got Boma Mosali Busa scoring, or Themba Zwane scoring, Tebo Mokwena scoring, Kuliso Mudau, Tapelo Mokwena.
Everybody's scoring at Mamelodi Sundowns.
Well, half of them scored for Bafana the other day. Are we saying the goals are there, but they're just not coming from strikers?
Well, if you look at who was the top 3 last season?
It was Reyners.
Reynolds is there.
No, I'm talking about top 3 clubs.
Oh, top 3 clubs was
Pirates.
Orlando Pirates,
Sun- and
Sundowns, and Stellies.
Look at where the top 3 top goal scorers are coming from.
So we're coming from there. Wait.
And those are strikers.
Well, speaking of scoring goals,
Yes.
it's a good opportunity to participate in the 4 to Score promo with Betway. Obviously, that does return as we return with the Betway Premiership. Simply predict from the 4 fixtures who will score first. If either side will score at all as well, that is an option. So just pick which side will score the first goal in a fixture in 4 different fixtures, and you could be a big winner. So head on through to the Betway app. If you are joining as a new user, use the affiliate code OnsideZA. It helps us out a lot. Betway, get way more. So with Betway Premiership action kicking back off next week, Tuesday, Super Sub.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about this every week all the way till the end of the season. Do you still have that feeling that Orlando Pirates, this is their year?
It's difficult not to believe that because so far they've shown that it is the year. You know, they haven't set a foot wrong. So I think it's just a matter of continuation, but I'd like to see more consistency, especially in the league. That's what I would like to see. If Orlando Pirates can get to 8-9 games still unbeaten, then I will know for sure that this is the season that they might just challenge Mamelodi Sundowns.
Lemoleko, do you think the January transfer window will be key for anyone who's going to be able to challenge Sundowns?
Nah, January for
Our local football is
for
not...
Chiefs, because obviously
Well,
they're trying to try. Okay, Chiefs might
I don't know if they're going
Chiefs,
to
I think
challenge.
you're right,
for the
Chiefs, I think, are going to
Nabi
go.
did say that. He did say that he wants to go into the transfer.
He's going to
into
shed
the
off a lot of
market and
players
buy.
there.
He did
You can
say.
already see with the way they're playing that there's
Yeah.
certain players that they don't fit their
Chiefs
their
will go
style
into
of play.
Chiefs will go into the market in Jan, all right? And like I said in the previous, like long ago when I was last here, Chiefs, yes, they might have lost to Sundowns, but there seems to be a different attitude and different swag about them. So that's why I'm throwing them in the hat for teams that will most likely challenge Sundowns. Pirates are not going to go to the market in Jan. I think unless if a significant injury to a key player happens, don't see them going to the market.
Even with CAF Champions League, if they continue in the tournament,
They knew they were going into the CAF.
they should have prepared during
I
the
think
No,
the
they
one
should. I
team-
think they have.
They have.
Yes, I think the one team also that might go, depending on how their finances are sitting, is Supersport.
Supersport, yeah, they have
will.
challenges signing
They do.
players anyway.
They will.
It's normally Gavin Hunt trying to find a loan deal here and
Yeah.
there.
Oh, you mean going into the market as opposed
Yeah.
to, oh, no.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about challenging
For the
Sundowns.
no.
That they're not going to do. They've already started
but
on a
to
very
go
wrong
and buy,
foot.
they need it. And I don't even see
Yeah, and
Kaizer
for-
Chiefs. I don't think the ambitions for Kaizer Chiefs are to even go up against Sundowns right now. Are they?
Oh yeah, Kaizer Chiefs. The bar can't be that low, regardless.
No, I think they are. They might not have.
They might
said
be
it.
playing what you call an underdog card, but in the back of their head,
There's that
even the
ambition.
Chiefs fans will want to challenge for something.
So the only other club you can mention in terms of challenging has to be Stellies.
Yes,
You
but
have to throw their hat in the ring.
Of course.
It's early days.
Yes, but again, they're not gonna go buy. They're just gonna go open a door and be like, "Hey, you are
Come.
promoted,"
Yep. Simple.
because that's their model. Cape Town City, I don't
No.
know, I don't see them
Yeah,
challenging.
hot and cold, eh?
Yeah, But them in the market, they probably will, because there might be a few areas that they want to sort out. All the other teams will probably, maybe Royal AM if they, not as challengers.
Yeah, not as challengers.
They will.
I think a lot of clubs will probably look at the January market in general. But in terms of challenging, I think that it might be a key instance for any club that's looking to challenge, because Sundowns aren't going to need to go to the market in January.
You know Sundowns.
They're not going to need to. They might
might
do
be
it
a-
You
anyway.
know Sundowns.
Friend,
I said they're not going to need to.
there might be a fly boy who comes out here and becomes a star, and then before you know it,
Lodge was bought in January.
hey man,
This is true.
He went to a Sundowns
in
team
an unbeaten season on top of the league with 2-3 games in hand,
in January.
because the opportunity was there.
Hey, the man won the league.
But is
Played
that
half
not,
a season and
is
won
that
the
not
league.
the way to win the Betway Premiership then?
What, play half a
Strategy.
season?
Just go straight in, go to the market in January. If there's an opportunity, you go.
Yeah, if there's opportunities to strengthen, why not?
No, but usually remember in Jan, it's that
There's
whole-
not a lot of players as well.
one, that
available.
two, it's that whole kind of game, pre-contract, what,
6 months prior.
offer to purchase in but you know what, ne? Because you are leaving end of the season, sharp, we don't want you. Go now. That's usually those kind of cases. And those players who are unsigned. I think the worst case scenario, if Sundowns are gonna go into the market, they're just gonna call Sipho Mbule back from
From the loan,
the
the
loan,
loan at Kukun.
which I still think they will.
Going into the comments, Neo Isaac saying personal issues with the coach will not be good for Sundowns in the long run. Steez the Baller saying in order for Pirates to win the league, they must add players like Adams, Kanu, Cupido, and Apolis.
police.
Yeah. And Bongani Chabalala saying, as a Chiefs fan, I fancy Pirates this season. And Macaberry Studio saying Chiefs is not strong. Come on, guys.
I mean,
I wanted to disagree or just expand on, I don't know which one of the ballers was talking about the infighting with players and coaches at Sundowns is not going to be good for them. Guys, we don't know what's happening.
No, I don't think there's infighting. I think, we don't know what is happening.
Yes.
I
That's
think
it.
we've already
Let's
elaborated
leave it at
enough
that.
about
We don't know.
We don't know.
Yep.
We genuinely don't know.
Because we
speculate.
can't, we honestly cannot downplay an issue of workload on these players. Sundowns are going to be competing in so many competitions as well, you know. But yeah, I think
yo, and Benny's here, guys. Also.
And in saying that, you're talking about Sundowns competing in so many fronts. Minus the Club World Cup, Orlando Pirates, if they continue on cup runs the way they're going, they're going to play more games.
yeah, and you can tell with the business that they're doing. I mean, if you look at that position, the right back position, they've got a player like Moyane, they've got a player like Levito, they've got a player like Van Rooyen that
Thank
they've
you,
just
Super
added. You know, if you look in the midfielder, they've got a player like Tim who's waiting to get his chance. Mbata and Makaula are doing a stellar job. Dlamini is doing a stellar job. So key positions are actually they have that backup in terms of quality. If you go front, Lipasa he hasn't even featured this season. So I think Pirates it's littered with talent, and I think it's just a matter of the coach integrating other players that are not getting a lot of minutes. Like player like Marco has just started to come back now on the left hand side, you know. So I think there's enough depth in that squad. It's just a matter of how does he rotate it to get other players to play and get those competitive minutes.
So, having a look, there's only one fixture for us to preview before we're back here next week, and that's next week, Tuesday night, Orlando Pirates against SuperSport United at Orlando Stadium, 7:30 p.m.
It might be a
So the
vengeful
game
one.
will wrap up just before we start here.
The repeat of the MTN.
MTN8. That's what I'm saying. It's probably going to be retribution.
Wait, did Nokovic sign for SuperSport United, or did I misread or miss it
I
somewhere?
did not see that.
Because I know they were looking for him.
Doesn't he have a team?
No. He was at TS Galaxy,
Yeah.
and then he parted ways with Galaxy. I think he signed for SuperSport United, man, because of the injury to Bradley Grobler. So,
And they like them free. They're at
Of
SuperSport.
course.
and Coach Gavin needed backup in
Okay, here's an article from 2 weeks ago. SABC Sport has established that SuperSport United are set to sign striker Samir Nurkovic, who is currently a free agent.
Well, technically, they sign him anytime
Yeah.
because a free agent does not need to wait for the window to open.
Yes.
They're probably just putting their money together.
Well, there you are.
I mean, Romeo is also available. I wonder. Well, but anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, all I can ask is we've not previewed the match. Tepi, you say retribution?
Yeah, it's going to be a vengeful one. I think they just want they want blood.
Orlando Stadium pumping on a Tuesday night?
Bananas,
There's also that.
bananas sleep. It'll be a draw.
Yeah, it's gonna. Yeah.
Hard head. Do you see it, Marco?
I see it.
Hey, man. It's gonna be a tough one.
But your head should be with your heart. Guys, SuperSport United have no... Let's speak logically.
It's
We
gonna be
understand
a
that things
tough
can
one.
change. We understand that SuperSport United...
But the thing with SuperSport United is they play so good against a team like Orlando Pirates, Kaizer Chiefs, and then when they go to other matches, they just like fall short. You know.
But sometimes you can say the same about Orlando
They've,
Pirates.
they've been struggling this season.
I mean,
SuperSport United have been
Did you
struggling
see
and
the game
Pirates
against
have been
Orlando Pirates in the MTN?
That's what I was gonna actually say. The same thing Super Sub is alluding to now. In that the way they started, I was like,
We're gonna have a problem this season,
right? But I think post that game, there are key players that got injured. If we are being fair, There's
And
been
we are
two-
well aware of SuperSport United's lack of depth.
Yes, we've had 2 weeks of the FIFA international break. Ne? We don't know what Gavin has been cooking
I'll ask him.
outside of playing golf. I think he said he doesn't.
No, he
Play a
plays
lot of golf
when he's...
anymore.
No, he does. Oh.
All right. So
Careful.
again, I understand why you can hear in the sound or in his voice, for those who can't see him, why there's a level of nervousness in Super Sub's voice. Because 2 weeks is a long time for things to change. SuperSport United took about 2 weeks-ish, 3 weeks-ish nyana to go from the team that almost gave Pirates heart palpitations to being the team that was struggling against a Royal AM.
Okay, so we will preview the rest of your Betway Premiership matches next week, Tuesday, live here on Onside. ZA brought to you by Betway. Remember the 4 to score promo. Pick 4 teams. You can do it this weekend already. To score first in their 4 fixtures coming up in the Betway Premiership. And you can be a big winner with Betway. Right, let's move on. It's time to go around the world with Tepi Worldwide, brought to you by Betway and the Aviator game. Check out Aviator now on the Betway app. Tepi, darling, where are we off to?
Okay, so I want to just have a conversation with you guys about, I mean, I'm sure we've all seen it, the saga of Nigeria and Libya. Let me just give you a quick synopsis. The Super Eagles, the soccer team, is back home now after being stuck at a remote Libyan airport for over 15 hours, according to Nigeria's football governing body and team captain. It says here that they chartered their value jet aircraft was, strangely and in a dangerous manner, diverted to the small airport away from Benghazi, just as the pilot was completing his approach to the Benghazi airport. We understand, and I'm quoting, we understand that Al-Abrah International Airport is only used for Hajj operations. The fatigued players and officials have remained nonplussed as the host Libyan Football Federation failed to send any reception team or even vehicles to take the delegations and the members from the airport to the hotel, said to be 3 hours away. First of all, thoughts, guys, on this one?
They deserve it. They do it to others. They did it to Bafana. I think it was earlier in the year where they took us to an airport that closed at 9 o'clock and our arrival time was about 10. We stayed at the airport, or we were made to take a bus, and take it as much as you give. Simple.
Yeah, you can't cheat on your girlfriend, and when she retaliates and you
Ah,
throw
no,
out your
right,
toes.
Chief, different. hey.
Your Pretoria girlfriend.
Hey, different. Hey, find a different example, Chief.
Okay, cool. It's okay. But with Nigeria, there's one thing that I enjoy about Nigeria. is that yes, it tastes good.
True.
You know, I agree with Len. I share the same sentiments. You know, you can't cry foul when teams are doing exactly what you were doing. You know, and for them to go and write the statement and go as far as accusing the Libyan FA of they don't know. They're saying they don't even know what kind of food they're gonna be fed. I'm like, come on now.
The irony is they did the same thing to Libya just last week.
That's the thing.
That's the story.
Nigerians need to stop behaving like spoiled brats. They are not the gods of football in Africa. They need to talk. They need to stop with this nonsense. They should have taken it in the chin and then go honor that fixture. There was no reason for them to return. There was still 24 hours for them to get to the stadium and honor the fixture. I think it was. Sorry about that. I think it was very, very childish of them to do that, and I think the CAF needs to award Libya 3 goals and 3 points. Case closed.
Yes. So I just went onto the website of CAF right now. So it says that they are going to be having a discussion with the disciplinary board. Yeah. The LFF, which is the Leader Football Federation, said in a statement it is exploring the actions. No, they are deplored. That the actions taken by the Nigerian Football Federation and that it would take all legal measures to protect the interests of the national team. So they're basically saying, I did nothing wrong. I mean, at some point, do they have to take some responsibility somehow?
No. Guys.
Marco.
Okay, here's the thing.
Okay.
These games get played on the African continent, whether it's the Champions League, Confed Cup, and now with qualifiers. They get played all the time.
Yeah.
You go to the north, you get given a ground, but you only get given a window of 15 minutes to
train.
To train, right? Your bus arrives late. These games get played all the time. Nigeria themselves did that. All right. The only measures or the only action that needs to be taken now is for CAF to actually make sure that these things don't happen.
Of course. Because with all that said, it's still not the right tactic. It's not good for football. It does not belong anywhere in football.
Yeah.
Yes, right? But CAF almost has to take it upon themselves to ensure that traveling of different countries and different clubs, when they play like the different competitions, they are in charge of the traveling.
Yeah.
And whatever FA or club that does not adhere to the travel plans that are discussed. Because if South Africa is playing against Algeria, the South African team manager will leave, I think, a week or so before the actual team arrives.
Yeah.
To go do a rekinyana of sorts.
But the most important thing, Len, I hear what you're saying. You can send your team manager wherever, but the FA has got the powers. If you want the hotel closer to the stadium, they can just call the hotel and say, don't book them. You know what I'm saying? So I think
fully booked.
Yeah, it's fully booked. So I'm saying I agree with your sentiments that I think CAF needs to take like stronger stance on issues like this and ensure that they are actually in charge. There must be a proper checklist of everything that that is happening in terms of traveling and all of that. Those needs to be in place before the team even departure.
Okay, let's jet off elsewhere. Clearly, there's a lot to do for CAF. We'll see the results of that disciplinary
they're
hearing.
having elections, I think, later this year. And looks like Patrice is going to contest unopposed.
My man. Still have my theory, but hey, we'll continue.
We're still waiting for it.
Tebi, darling, where are we off to next?
Okay, so we are moving now to Salzburg, and the latest story is that Jurgen Klopp was announced as a global head of soccer for the Red Bull Group, which happened on Wednesday, in what will be his first job since leaving Premier League giants Liverpool earlier in the year. It says that he will be assuming the role with the Red Bull organization, which owns several clubs. You know them to own the likes of RB Leipzig in Germany, Salzburg in Austria, and New York Red Bulls. Something quite interesting. It says here that he has a clause on the contract. The clause says that Red Bull must allow him to leave to become the German national team head coach should the position become available.
Never going to happen.
Yeah, I think that he said he was tired. He said he was stressed out. It's an easier position than the manager of a Premier League club. And then clearly that clause is put there for a reason. is he's prepared to be national team coach, which we know is also significantly less pressure, time, and strain than a Premier League club.
So
So I think that the bigger story there is something we'll get to. Len Moleko, what's your thoughts?
say your bigger story. My story is something else,
Okay.
but still on the.
I
deal.
think the bigger story is the Borussia Dortmund fans, their disdain for this move. They feel it's a betrayal for him to join the Red Bull group
Because
because of Leipzig.
RB.
yeah,
Yep.
RB, yeah.
I think they're the only team in the Bundesliga that does not do the 50+1 ownership model. The club is owned by Red Bull.
The fans, yeah.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm saying in
Leipzig,
general, the
yes.
clubs are owned by fans.
Yeah, I think in Germany is the model actually.
Yeah.
But except for RB.
No, I'm saying like the model that.
Yes. But I'm saying
All
in the
except for that.
Bundesliga, all the teams do the 50+1 except
Except
for
for them.
RB Leipzig.
Yeah, but I think that it's a global head of sports what's his position?
He's the
Global
head of soccer for the Red Bull Group.
Head of soccer for
Global
the Red
head of soccer.
Global head of soccer for the Red Bull Group.
Look, a job, cool, easy. We like it for him.
And I think in his statement he spoke about development, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Development of players.
Because I think that's almost like the route that Leipzig and Salzburg have taken. You'll see there's a lot of youngsters who pop out of nowhere playing for Leipzig, and then suddenly they get bought up by these big teams in thinking. Olmo was from Salzburg, if I'm not mistaken, or was he from Leipzig?
Okay,
Olmo.
just to give you a
Yes.
bit of so it says here that he won't be involved in the day-to-day running of the network of clubs, but will instead focus on supporting the sports directors in advancing the Red Bull philosophy. So basically, they and
Yeah, it's assisting the sporting directors to
Yeah.
make better decisions from
To
a group
oversee.
perspective. Sure.
So on the German national team job thing, it's he would need to go cleanse himself of working for Red Bull, because generally in Germany / in the Bundesliga, Leipzig is not a very well liked team because of the Red Bull association. So
How come your Red Bull is Australian?
Austrian.
Austrian rather. Sorry. Yeah.
yes, right. So him going
Is it that deep though?
yes, it is.
Sure.
Well, it's just the uproar I've seen from the Dortmund fans. There's even a Dortmund legend player who had something to say about it. He was
He's
an-
Jürgen's friend, actually.
Yeah.
He said he
He
believes
played
the deal
under him.
is ished.
Yeah, but does Klopp have shares at Dortmund?
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, no. They must stop this thing. They must ask Emmanuel Adebayo about these kind of things. How to behave when you lead.
Because even when Leipzig plays, you get
stirring the pot.
leave it alone.
Spreading the yeast.
Yeah, leave it alone. What do you call it? Leipzig, like if they play away games and stuff, like fans become very ruly. Like they throw all sorts of things on the field, all sorts of banners. People don't like Leipzig in the Bundesliga.
Yeah, maybe Klopp is the man to change that for them, you know.
We'll see.
Is a likable character, let's be honest.
I agree. There was a comment here. Sorry if I missed your name, but it's Gift Real G,
Okay.
of course. Klopp
can you
enjoying
miss
his
that?
retirement while earning a salary. It's
Yeah.
easy money.
Good for him. Very, very quickly, congratulations. Ronwen Williams, you would know him, Bafana Bafana and Mamelodi Sundowns goalkeeper. He has been awarded the 2023 SAFJA Men's Football of the Season accolade. SAFJA is for the journalists here in South Africa. So congratulations to him. I wanted to just have a chat quickly. I'm not sure if you guys saw that video of our favorite number one supporter, Mama Joy.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Rata tension.
Yeah, or that attention. Fame is like a drug, you know, and it's said that, yeah, she's hooked to that, you know, and there was no need for that, man.
I'm
It's
like
un-
literally,
it's
that's
unnecessary.
that's my in and out of it.
Yeah.
Okay, Gaten McKenzie 1 and 2.
Boo, 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 boo. Gaten 1 and Gaten 2. Yes.
Okay. What did I want to move over onto now?
Friend,
But
what do
that
you
was-
have to say about Mama Jack? No, man.
I have nothing to say.
That is around the world. I agree, you opened, now you can't close.
Hey, bro.
You leave the door opened.
I'm leaving the door.
Can't the plane land when I get to,
Until I say so.
Yeah,
Yo.
we are Nigeria.
Yeah, Rinyako.
We want
We're
to
stuck in the airport.
Yes.
That was Around the World with Tippy
I did
Worldwide.
not finish.
Where are we off to next, darling? Are we done?
I have to say, that's all I have for you worldwide.
Thank you so much, Tepi, darling. That was Around the World with Tepi Worldwide. We'll keep up to date with other accolades that Ronwen Williams is to be presented in the near future.
Oh, yes. Can't wait.
Off to our second home. The Premier League is back this weekend. Great for everyone but Man United fans. Shall we start there? Erik ten Hag, he survived the transfer window or the international break rather, that many of us thought he may not survive.
Punyuka bamphethe.
It's probably because it's much cheaper to keep him than to get rid of him.
This sounds like a divorce.
I think especially when you look at the names.
Well, it is a marriage after all.
Do you understand?
I think especially when you look at the names that have been rung around, and one of them is Xabi Alonso.
I don't see him leaving Bayer Leverkusen. He couldn't leave
At the end of the season?
He couldn't leave for Liverpool. And I don't see him leaving Leverkusen. Not yet. I think if anything, the jobs that Alonso is
I mean,
eyeing-
I'm not going to say now, but I think that perhaps the club perceives it as a move that they'll make at the end of the season. And they'll rather than an interim boss that's not necessarily going to improve things for for Manchester United above and beyond Erik ten Hag, if their immediate biggest target is not available right now, they'd rather stick with ten Hag for the rest of the season or give him an opportunity. But surely his time, it's just a ticking clock, right? It's decided. He won't be there for much longer.
You would remember
Unless
also,
he
may I
changes
just quickly
fortunes
just jump in there? You would remember that I gave you a list of 10, if not 11 potential coaches, and
That's
one
right.
of them was Thomas. And news have come out that he is now the New England coach. So minus
He's one of the favorites candidates to be England manager.
He has signed, friend.
It looks like the deal was agreed.
Yes.
He will be announced later this week.
Yes, yes.
Well, after that
that-
showing against Greece, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, that was... Lee Carsley literally took himself out of the job.
Straight afterwards, he's like, I'm not there yet.
Yo, that's insane. But anyway, on Xabi Alonso, I think he's eyeing either the Liverpool or the Real Madrid gig. I don't see him going to Man United.
I agree. It seemed like those were the two positions he's waiting for.
Yeah.
And I think the Liverpool gig is gone. I think Arne Slot will be given time.
For now,
Well, yeah, I mean,
the wheel turns.
the wheel can turn.
How long is
I
his
agree.
contract also?
I think a
3?
3-year contract.
Okay.
I think that he'll be given time just seeing how well he's done. Obviously, we can only go off of the information we have now currently. So, but Carlo can't stay at Real Madrid forever.
Did he
Did he
fold
not say
his
that
move
this
for
was his
Brazil?
final season?
Yeah, it looks like that won't happen. The move for Brazil won't be a move for Carlo Ancelotti.
But also just
Depending on how things change in Brazil again, things change very quickly there.
just to out-dip where we are now and dip elsewhere, he seems to be struggling at Real Madrid.
Yeah, Real Madrid, they're not firing in all cylinders.
It's strange. And
I've been covering.
you just thought like the addition of Mbappe was just going to make them forced unstoppable. But they've been struggling.
Yeah, they've not been in their best form. And in contrast to that, I think they're sitting second in the league, if you
Yes,
can
Barca
correct
is
me.
number 1.
I think that it looks worse than it is just because Barcelona's been flying.
But
Robert Lewandowski's banging in the goals left and right. He couldn't do it against Portugal, but who can? But yeah, Real Madrid not firing on all cylinders at the start of the season. We expect them to improve. They may be looking at a right back in the January transfer window because of the injury to Danny Carvajal.
Yes, out for the rest of the season.
David Alaba, there's been lots of rumors flying around about the David Alaba situation. So David Alaba, we expect to only be back next year as well at left back. So the full back positions are a problem for Real Madrid. But they've got a good side. And Carlo Ancelotti is a good manager.
No,
They haven't lost a game, let's be fair. It's just a lot of draws
They lost to Lille.
They lost to Lille.
in the league.
in the
Well,
Champions
in the
League.
Champions League.
Yeah,
But
well-
a loss is a loss.
Champions League, it's something that they can always maneuver out of it.
It's
and
group
comes out on
stages
top.
still.
So
They'll qualify.
No,
Yeah.
it's long
I mean, they
group.
haven't lost. They only drew
Yeah.
against Atletico.
They'll still qualify.
They look. They did not start well, but it does not mean they're not going to pick up. But
That's true.
But Carlo can't stay there forever. Real Madrid hardly ever hold on to a manager this long.
True. And do you think he's the one who allowed one of his players to go to Sweden?
to Valhalla.
What happened in Sweden?
I don't know.
Apparently, they were given a holiday according to Real Madrid. They were given a holiday, and it was okay with them that he went to Sweden.
Okay. I don't know what happened to Sweden.
Guys, what were they buying watches? Swiss made.
Buying furniture.
Oh, that's Switzerland.
IKEA.
That's Switzerland. Yeah.
They were looking for a Volvo, perhaps.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And it's
Nice,
a very
reliable,
safe car.
You know? Need to look after those Achilles tendons.
No, like for
Exactly.
real. Like I hate being like the person doesn't know.
Aye,
Like the inside joke.
hey. Andy, I'm not coming there.
What happened in
Aye, and that's this.
Kylian Mbappe was clubbing.
In Valhalla.
So anyway, back
yeah.
to Eric Ten Hag. He surely the writing's on the wall for him. Consecutive, the worst season Man United have had in the Premier League era was last season. That was only beaten now by the start of the season. This season,
Well, look, he has to break his own record. I mean,
yeah,
no, that's me. I'm just throwing shade. Look, I genuinely think that Ineos wants to saving money first is the ultimate thing.
clearly also Alex Ferguson.
Yes, that was going to be the next point. And I think as much as they can, there's a lot of players that are going to be offloaded in January.
By Manchester United. Sure.
Apparently, Harry Maguire is for sale for as little as 10 million
He's been
pounds.
for sale for a while.
All right.
I mean, the same thing happened last season.
He cost what, 75 million?
So there's a lot of things that have happened. And I don't know if certain contracts are being thrown out the window so that perhaps we can afford to get rid of this guy and just pay him out. Because
Because the rumor is 17 million pounds.
yes,
Is the cost that the club would have to pay to Eric Ten Hag if they fired him now, early, which is a huge payout.
which the idiocracy, if there is such a word, was in before the start of the season. To be fair, what were you waiting for Southgate to see if he's available or not available?
That was a
Thomas-
futile experience.
Thomas was available.
Yep.
Well, Zidane, like you said, it's a problem. It's gonna be language
You said
barrier.
Solskjaer.
Ole Gunnar.
Yep.
Although, as much as I said the language barrier was an issue, Mauricio Pochettino came to England not speaking a word of English when he joined as Southampton
He
manager.
left. So many. Thomas is gone now. Poch gone. He's there in the USA there. So you are left with what now? Oh, who you gonna like? Who?
Not
Jurgen
many
Klopp
options.
is there by Red Bull.
Yeah.
Who you gonna get? Who, like
I
Did we-
agree.
did
I
we
think
say
this was...
McKenna also potentially?
Kieran McKenna's too early for him.
Yeah.
We know that, right?
oh,
Ipswich
Xavi
manager.
is unemployed.
Oh, we did say. What do we say about him?
Yeah, Xavi, I don't know. Has he really proven his stock as a manager?
He was not bad at Barcelona. He was just managing a Barcelona that was run bad.
And
Yeah.
he was not getting the support.
It was just
yeah.
a Barcelona that was in transition. I wouldn't say it was run bad. It was just
He was
No,
not
no.
getting support.
It's Laporte. Oh, trust me, it was run bad.
Yeah.
Still is.
But these performances
But
on
they're
the
winning.
pitch now.
but they're winning.
No, granted. Like what? See, when I say Barcelona was run bad, I didn't say Barcelona played bad and was run bad. Because as a coach, you feel the brunt from,
The top. Yeah, shame.
and because Xavi is he's new in the coaching scene. He's not as experienced as Hansi. Because Hansi's been around he was at Bayern. If you think there's politics at Barcelona, go look at the boardroom at Bayern Munich. So he's been around. He knows how to protect the players from all the nonsense that's happening in the boardroom.
Okay,
Different
can we
Hansi
talk
to
about
what we're
good
used
things?
to. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we can.
Cole Palmer has been voted EA Sports Player of the Year. Of the month. Enzo Maresca has been named September 2024's Barclays Manager of the Month. Does he deserve it?
Wait,
He's been winning.
yeah, he's the first Chelsea manager to win Manager of the Month since...
Didn't Poch win it at some point?
No.
Tuchel.
I think he's the first Manager of the Month since Tuchel.
Nice. Good
Yeah,
for him.
so Poch didn't even win a manager of the month, even in that great run at the end of last season.
I remember that good.
But I think it was just between Arteta and Pep, the whole run.
How about this for a contrast? Andre Onana has won September 2024's Premier League Save of the Month.
I don't know if that's a contrast.
not a contrast,
He
because
was,
Man United-
he was
He was
saving capable.
Yes.
He was capable of it. The thing is that there was a huge bluff here and there as well. Do you know what I mean? Like a blunder. So last season he was capable of a blunder. He's been a lot safer this season, and it was a terrific double save
against
Crystal Palace. So which earned us a very valuable point.
How the mighty have fallen. He's celebrating a point now.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Go on, darling. I interrupted you there.
No, it's all good. And the other one is Duran has won September 2024's Guinness Goal of the Month award for sensational match, winning strike in Aston Villa's dramatic 3-2 comeback victory against Everton.
Does that count?
I mean,
Because you're going to win if Everton score first.
It's automatic.
If Everton don't score,
You must be worried.
yeah.
Let
No.
it in.
If there's no goals, it's a 0-0 draw.
Yeah.
If you concede, if Everton concede, you must be worried.
Yeah.
If Everton score, you're gonna win.
Simple as that.
Simple as that.
But Duran has been.
But what a sensational goal!
Yeah,
Absolutely
it's-
phenomenal goal.
Yeah.
And he's been sensational off the bench. Great super sub for Good Evening,
yeah,
Mr. Good
he's
Evening
been-
himself.
And which is weird because I think Word has it that I don't know if he wanted to leave West Ham, but he didn't want to leave, and West Ham was like, no, he must leave, and there was a whole thing there with those clarets about him.
Are we going to talk about Diarra versus FIFA? It's a lot.
Yes, I think that the real bulk of this decision is yet to be seen. So the Diarra winning his case against FIFA about player contracts could be a landmark case that will allow players who aren't getting game time, for example. This is the concern, is that there's certain players who, if they're not getting game time, they can just cancel their contract and move across to another club
Freedom,
for free.
basically.
Right? So you become a free agent upon the cancellation of a contract.
Yes.
Right? And that would allow you to move for free to another club with no remuneration or anything for the parent club of that player when their contract is cancelled.
Yep.
But I'm
So-
saying, Mus,
Yeah,
how are
but
you not gonna pay me next month? What compensation do you need?
you see, now that's the thing. That's what was brought up in this case, and Diarra won his case against FIFA in this regard. And this could become a landmark case. But now the concern is, you look at, like, for example, Cole Palmer, who wasn't getting the game time at City, wanted to leave. Could he have gone to Chelsea for free in mid-season outside of a transfer window?
But what you can do is, I think
But
also,
clubs now are going to start to collude as well.
well, one that, two, there's a simplicity thing to this thing, all right? I think if you sign a player, I go back to my conversation with you guys 3 weeks back when we were talking about players playing for too many games. When you sign a contract, your contract must state, or in a season,
Udlala
at
eng.
best, you are playing 60% of our games. Or you are playing 40% of our games. Because now this landmark ruling, it's almost going to be as landmark as what's the one from the 80s? The Bosman ruling that changed transfers to the way we know them today. If I sign you, all right, cool. You're my player, you are there, you play 2 games or 3 games, we lose. The club gets a new manager. The manager gets in the dressing room and they don't like the smell of your perfume, and you get benched the entire season.
You must have some sort of recourse. That's what you say.
Yeah, it's like, no. It's like, coach, look, coach.
The club needs to have a contract in place. But the clubs are going to protect themselves in those contract offers, surely. They're going to state that you cannot cancel based on
Of
game
course,
time,
because there's
for
a big
example.
financial risk on
Right?
their part in
But-
this case.
But then it's going to be incentive for certain players, right? If I join your club and you want me that badly, I want it in my contract that provided that I'm fit and ready to play, I will start such and such number of games. There are clauses like that in contracts for players who have work visas, for example. We heard this from Lucas Radebe,
Oh, yes.
where his career at Leeds was saved from his injury because when they went to the immigration office to say we want to renew his work visa, he couldn't show the number of games that's required for him to maintain a work visa in the UK, right? He would have had to play a certain number of fixtures, which he wouldn't have played. But when they went there, they said, look, he couldn't play games. He was injured. And they said, okay. And then Phil Masinga had to move on because his work visa wasn't renewed. So I think that there's these clauses with work visas. I think they're going to have to be introduced into contracts, surely.
That's the other thing. But just on the basis of if you buy me for 10 million, you don't play me, or you can state that, okay, game time is not a sufficient reason for you to get out of your contract. If it's family emergency or you feel like your life is under threat or what in years, then you can get out. But for the rest, no, you can't cry because of game time because maybe you're not on form.
So in essence, the person here who is going to be benefiting is going to be the player, correct?
From this ruling,
Yes.
yes. It gives players a lot of power.
Yeah.
This is a concern for clubs.
Goalkeepers are gonna move like nobody's business in this case, eh?
Chesney.
Because as a keeper,
Szczesny's just signed for Barcelona.
And but he's going to lose.
it's gonna smoke it there.
No. He's going to lose he's going to lose a portion of what he was promised by Juve because when he retired or when he left, Juve paid him out to retire because they're trying to clean their books,
Yeah.
right? But on the basis that
He doesn't sign another professional contract.
yeah, you're retiring. So now he
Yeah,
signed
they
one.
have to, because he had a contract in place, he has a salary that needs to be paid. They cancel the contract early, you have to earn that salary. But now you're moving to another club, you're earning a salary.
Yeah.
They deduct from the amount that they're paying. But he's getting a salary at Barcelona, all is fine.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
Okay. So let's go into this weekend's fixtures in the Premier League. Our Betway Premier League picks. The match of the weekend, surely. Fulham versus Aston Villa. Yeah. Many would think Liverpool versus Chelsea, but I think Fulham versus Aston Villa, these two teams are flying.
I think
Good
Fulham
sides.
is going to win.
I'm going for Fulham.
Fulham at home at Craven Cottage, super sub.
Fulham.
Well, maybe John Duran will have something to say about that. Tough game to call. I see some goals. I might back Fulham for like a 3-2 win. So my pick would be like 3.5 over.
Did you see how difficult they made it for Manchester City? Yeah.
With
Fulham.
Oh,
yeah, they
yes.
made it tough. Good side. I think that's going to be a good fixture. Ipswich against Everton. Depends who scores first. The whole fixture depends who scores first. Can I place my bet halfway at halftime?
I think
I say Everton winning.
I'm going for Ipswich.
Ipswich at home to Everton. You're going to back Ipswich to win?
Yeah.
Everton feel like they've turned a bit of a corner. They seem to
be a
be
lovely
playing a bit
draw.
better. Draw.
Actually, let me put this down as we go, like on my Betway app.
Okay.
You can just watch
Let's
the
go
episode back.
No, I'm betting.
Oh,
Okay, Man United versus Brentford. I'll bet on Brentford to score in the first 3 minutes. They've done it in how many fixtures in a row? Scored in the first 3 minutes. It's been an incredible run of
2 or 3,
scoring
yes.
really early goals.
because that's when most teams are actually switched off.
And Man United never switch on. So
I see a United win.
United win at home to Brentford.
Brentford win.
Super sub.
Another lovely draw.
Mbuemo.
1-1 draw. Brentford to score early on and Man United to get a second half goal. 1-1 draw.
Okay.
I don't see a terrific performance. I think it's going to be a boring Old Trafford game.
I'm so sorry.
Newcastle versus Brighton. Good game on the card, surely.
Interesting game. I think I'm gonna go with Brighton on this one.
It's going to be tough, but I think Newcastle has a slight edge.
Super sub.
Brighton.
I'm going with Newcastle. I think they can really hurt
They have
you.
an
I think
edge.
Brighton can leave themselves open at times, and I think Newcastle on the transition can punish you. So I fancy Newcastle at home on this fixture.
It's either a Newcastle win or a draw for me.
I still say Brighton.
So you can choose Tepe's 1x2 bet in the Betway app. You simply go to more bets in the Betway app for that fixture, and you'll see 1x2 Newcastle or draw. Liverpool against Chelsea.
This is gonna be so nice.
What a game.
Liverpool.
It's going to be,
Pick of the weekend.
yeah, besides Fulham, Aston Villa.
I have faith in Chelsea, man.
Cole Palmer, if he's not firing, then Chelsea's not firing.
This is
Big time.
Liverpool.
And it's at Anfield.
Oh, I was about to say this is Anfield.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
still saying Chelsea.
Cole Palmer, he couldn't. He slipped against Greece.
He did.
It's
Who's
slipped
not going to
against
sleep
Greece.
against Greece?
Everything is
Portugal
slippery.
slept against Greece in 2002.
Don't leave. Let sleeping dogs lie.
Okay, sorry. I'm a Portuguese. Don't you know that?
What have I done wrong?
Aibo.
What have I done
I'm
wrong?
Carlos.
Carlos.
I fancy Liverpool at Anfield on a Sunday afternoon
Yeah, definitely.
as
Same.
the evening lights start to turn on, as it starts to get cooler. Anfield, I think Chelsea will struggle
And
with
they're
this
gonna play
one.
nice late in the evening for once.
no,
Yeah.
definitely Liverpool.
Yeah.
No early pasta for Liverpool this week. Super sub?
I think Chelsea.
Okay. I think Liverpool. Wolves at home to Man City.
City will go to town with Wolves.
Haaland to score 4.
Probably, sure.
Yeah, Wolves is a small team. He scores against most teams.
Yeah,
Norway's all-time record goal scorer?
38, right? I
Something
think
along
somewhere
those
there,
lines.
yeah.
Yeah, scored 2 in his first game as captain for the national team.
Fun fact. When you okay, I'm
Is
digressing.
it fun? Okay,
I
let's
think
hear
it
you.
is. Do you know that Romelu Lukaku has got a better strike rate than Cristiano Ronaldo in the national team?
Interesting.
Interesting.
How about Big Rome just scores goals for free for Belgium, eh?
But they playing against Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan.
I'm just thinking about strike rate. I think Ronaldo's strike rate is like 60-something%, and
do it-
Lukaku's like 71%.
Do it over as many years, then come talk to me. It's true. How long is he going to keep the scoring record up?
No, I'm quiet.
The early kickoff, early pasta dish for Spurs and West Ham. London derby.
Spurs.
Spurs.
White Hart Lane.
Spurs
Spurs.
ball.
Hey, Spurs, Leona. Sometimes, but
No,
Spurs.
I think
I think
Spurs.
West Ham on firing. I think Ange will turn his team around.
Yeah.
I think that they're a good side. And yeah, I fancy a Spurs win in that fixture. And that's a roundup of our Betway Premier League. No, I've left a fixture for you. Len Moleko. I'm so sorry.
Arsenal.
Bournemouth against Arsenal.
Oh,
The
please.
Cherries are at home.
Arsenal should win.
Arsenal really should win.
No. Oh, they will.
Without Saka,
They will.
without Odegaard.
They will.
Easy win for Arsenal.
Easy.
I think that Arsenal will win that fixture, but that is with the Saka injury now to add to the Odegaard injury
It sucks.
to add to the problems for Mikel Arteta is not a great help.
Better to have them early.
Well, as long as they're back by Christmas,
Yeah.
everything should be fine.
That's the tough period.
You know Christmas.
Hey, and you know Arsenal and Christmas,
Yep.
they're not friends.
It's not a season of giving.
Yeah. Well, Arsenal give
They
points to
receive.
everyone
Oh,
else.
fair point.
And that's a wrap of our Betway Premier League picks for this week. Head on over to the Betway app. If you are joining as a new user, use the affiliate code Onside ZA. It really helps us out a lot. To close off the show, Joel Matip, retirement from football.
Oh, yes, saw that.
Fairly young,
From his
actually.
departure from
Shocked.
Liverpool.
Yeah, I was quite
Yeah.
shocked by that retirement announcement as well. You'd think that he could have had another season or two in him elsewhere.
Saudi?
Isn't he Cameroonian?
Yes, he's Cameroonian. And you remember he had a tiff with Cameroonian boss.
Yeah, because he didn't want to go to an AFCON.
Yeah.
Yeah, so interesting one.
It's probably because of an injury or something underlying that.
Yeah, there must be something that we're not privy to. Because it
Because I
does
tried
not
to
make
find
It
sense.
doesn't
something.
make sense,
Yeah.
right?
Unless he's fallen out of the game, out of
Out of
love,
love
with the game. You know,
Happens.
leaving Liverpool, leaving a big club like Liverpool, if he still wanted to play for them, could have been a
Go
factor.
to Saudi.
Pity he can't go to Royal AM because they can't sign squad
Yeah.
or A squad.
The people want a rant.
Len Moleko, anything annoy you this week?
Nah, not really.
No cheating girlfriends in Pretoria?
Nah.
Hey, I was, you were quick to cut me there. Like, hey, chief, don't.
Nothing much.
Well, I'll have a rant about Len Moleko not having a rant, because what sort of episode of Onside
Like,
ZA
what
is
is
it
this?
without
What
a
is
rant
this,
from Len
man?
Moleko?
Nothing. It was
Two
international.
Guys,
weeks of no rants.
No,
I wasn't here last week.
That's what I'm saying.
You
But
see,
like-
You should have a
Marco-
bag of rents.
Yes, basically, they must
Okay.
just be sitting there just
listen,
in case.
Listen. Ne? It's international break, guys. I'm also taking a rent break.
Did you go to Sweden?
Eh?
Did you go to Sweden?
You look like you are
Valhalla.
worried.
He does. Look at the new haircut and everything. Oh,
You went to
wow.
the north.
Wow. I went to Sweden and I was killing in it.
I like your shirt, by the way. Okay, that was Onside ZA, brought to you by Betway. Get way more. Thank you so much, Len Moleko.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, Tepi Worldwide.
Thank you, darling.
Thank you so much, Super Sub.
Danku.
And keep your eyes out for a big interview coming up on the Podcast and Chill Network channel. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe now and you'll see the announcement of a big interview coming up with Tepi. And I
know what I
spoke
want?
to a legend of
Yes.
the South African
Yes,
game.
you know what I want? I want ballers to comment when we do post the promo, to comment and at the people that need to come into studio for an interview.
I like
Yes,
that, Tepi. I
I
like
like
that's a
that.
good
At
idea.
them.
Very important as well. Follow Super Sub on Instagram. What's your handle?
Yeah, let me check.
Hey, bo, it's super
Is
sub.
Is it Onside ZA underscore Super Sub or
Yeah,
Super Sub
Super Sub.
underscore
Onside
Onside ZA? Well, that's all we have for you this week. Ballers, thank you so much for joining us. As always, remember, be onside. Don't be offside. Be onside with us and Betway. Get way more.
Danku.